The top 5 sensory activities with or without the mess. Intro scene. Why sensory play is the real brain gym. Let's face it, when we hear sensory play, some of us picture Pinterest-worthy bins, and some of us picture a rice explosion that haunts us for months. But sensory play isn't optional. It's how children build their brains. So today, we're counting down the top 5 sensory activities and how to pull them off with or without the mess. Here goes! Number 1. Water play, the calm down classic. Why it matters: builds fine motor control, teaches volume, cause and effect, regulates the nervous system. How to do it: minimal mess version. Use small bins or muffin trays instead of big tubs. Place towels or dollar store shower curtains underneath. Add sponges, droppers, funnels, and scoops. Keep it controlled curiosity. Mess-friendly upgrade. Take it outside. Add floating toys, colored ice, or boats. Bonus: have kids help with cleanup. Find the puddles. Proprioception practice. Number 2. Play-Dough or kinetic sand, the stress-squisher. Why it matters: builds hand strength, grip, and fine motor readiness. Encourages creativity and vocabulary. It's a spaghetti mountain. Calms big feelings through repetitive motion. How to do it: low mess version. Give each child a sensory mat, placemat, or tray. Store dough in zip bags or reusable containers with names on them. Rotate scents or textures weekly to keep novelty fresh. Mess-friendly upgrade. Add small rolling pins, cookie cutters, or natural materials, leaves, sticks. Try sand Play-Doh for a grittier beach feel adventure. Number 3. Sensory bins, the OG of exploration. Why it matters: builds attention, sorting, and language. Find all the red shells. Teaches cause and effect and turn-taking. How to do it: low mess version. Use deep plastic bins on a low table or floor. Limit 2 to 3 children per bin max. Use larger fillers, pom-poms, pasta, dry beans, or water beads in socks. Add rules: hands stay low, materials stay inside. Mess-friendly upgrade. Outdoor sensory car wash with toy cars, bubbles, and rags. Or seasonal bins: snow, leaves, mud kitchen, shredded paper pit. Number 4. Movement play, the vestibular vitamin. Why it matters: develops balance, coordination, and confidence. Helps kids regulate their bodies and emotions. Prepares the brain for focus and literacy later. Low mess, indoor version. Create obstacle courses with tape paths, stepping stones, and balance lines. Use pool noodles, scarves, or hula hoops for spinning safely. Play slow motion freeze dance to build control. Mess-friendly upgrade. Outdoor scooter boards, trike tracks, or swing time. Mud hill races. Bonus: teach cleanup routines. Science tip: when a child spins, their vestibular system learns how to balance their emotions later in life. Number 5. Sensory art, the messy masterpiece zone. Why it matters: combines tactile exploration plus creativity, strengthens fine motor and emotional expression, encourages risk-taking and problem-solving. Low mess version: use gallon Ziploc bags filled with paint, squish painting, tape to a table or window, no cleanup needed. Or try cotton swab painting for small motor control. Mess-friendly upgrade. Outdoor splatter canvas day. Use old sheets or shower curtains. Have a paint shirt station and a cleanup song. Now those are some awesome activities. Which one will you try in your classroom? Finally, a few thoughts on the messes. Think about it like this: there are smart messes versus stress messes. There's a difference between a smart mess, one that builds brains, and a stress mess, one that builds teacher tears. A few tips to keep the mess down. 1. Plan your space. Have it all set up. 2. Prep your materials. 3. Do something you love so you have fun with it. Remember, every squish, splash, and spin is writing your children's Chapter 1. So get out the messy stuff, because sensory play isn't optional. Kids' brains need it.